These two paintings, Torso and Greeting a Totem, might look at first like Japanese calligraphy. But is this actually writing? San Francisco Bay Area artist Marc Katano explains.
I grew up in Japan. My dad was in the US military. So I grew up speaking English and going to American schools, but my mother was Japanese, so she spoke to me in Japanese. I never learned how to read or write Japanese. The signage everywhere in the streets were in kanji and hiragana and katakana, and I couldn't read any of that, so I'm sure it must have been the reason why I paint like I do today. The paintings are about mark making and gesture.
In Katano's work, like the action painting of the Abstract Expressionists in the 1950s, the act of making the marks on the paper is an important part of the finished work.
While you're painting them, there are gestures, and the gestures are like breaths. They're either long breaths or shorter breaths. Each form is made in one breath, and then you can go out and fill it in later, afterwards, to whatever thickness you want the line to be. But I always think of these as very traditional paintings.
Balance is paramount in Katano's work, as it is in traditional calligraphy.
It's all about making sure that the form in the picture relates to its edges, the balance between the form and the background and the negative and positive space between the forms and the space around it to the edge of the canvas. It's almost as if you're painting a still life without the bananas and oranges and apples. So you're using your own forms instead. Going back to the kanji or Chinese or Japanese characters that I never understood but understood them pictorially, those are very elegant little forms, bodies in themselves that have a great balance within themselves.